Hey, so how's everyone doing? I just wanted to demonstrate a good way to day trade equities or stocks in NinjaTrader 8. I purchased the lifetime version simply to day trade futures, and I wasn't aware of all the features it had and how it's can how capable it is of even dealing with stocks until recently. So I just wanted to share this. So this is basically what I set up. This is a hot list analyzer. If you just go to new, you can see hot list analyzer. Um, I configured it so where if I click on it, what the heck is it doing? Okay, so it did pull up the stock. I don't know why it looks so horrible. Well, anyway. Um, anyway, I configured it to where. Oh, okay, I guess I was zoomed out. So I configured it to where my hot list analyzer acts essentially like a screener. Then I've got another chart here with SPY because you want to keep an eye on SPY when you day trade, and I've got a market analyzer, which is basically my watch list, and I have all the top momentum stocks in there. And one of the most important things that I'm doing is I have an alerts log, and I'm pushing alerts to the alerts log based on relative volume. So for instance, my alerts, it says, let's see what time this was. It says at 4:26, well, which is right now, at 4:26 QS. It sent an alert saying the relative volume is greater than 1. So if I click that, it's going to bring up, well, I clicked the wrong thing. So if I click this, it's going to bring up QS right here. And this is the chart, and I can see if I find QS in the market analyzer, which is right here, it's telling me that essentially the average volume, I have it pulling the average volume, and I did that using I think it's called IQ feed. Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's IQ feed. Let me see what my IQ feed. Sorry, yeah. So it's connected to IQ feed, and I'm able to pull average volume. And it also displays daily volume. So the daily volume is 48 million. The average volume is 16 million. So you can already see that that's a pretty large relative volume. Relative volume is essentially daily volume divided by average volume. So this is basically relative volume over 1.25. So that's what that's basically triggering on. And at okay, it's also saying, well, it's actually over 2 because this is actually a relative volume over 2. So I got an alert for that. And so I'm basically pushing relative volume alerts through NinjaTrader. And I'm pushing these alerts through the watch list of all the stocks that I think are momentum stocks. And I'm also pushing it on the most active stocks or whatever. Like if you want to pull up the top percent gainers, let's see if it'll pull it up. It should. Yeah, so those are the top percent gainers. I'm not sure what's taking so long to pull up the rest. Okay, so now I pulled up everything else. Pulled up the average volume. Error on requesting bars. Blah blah blah. Okay, anyway, so pulled up the average volume, and you can see here like OCGN. This has a really high average volume, so that's why if I click on that, I've got this link. So when I click on it, I don't know what my computer's doing. It's being really slow. But anyway, if I click on OCGN, wow, look at that. It's running up. This is running up in after hours right now. So it probably pushed me an alert on that. So I actually have this. Yeah, so it pushed me an alert on that actually at 4:26. And it started running up. So I actually set this up where it pushes alerts based on relative volume, and it also pushes alerts based on VWAP. And I'll show you how I set that up. So and the third thing is I pushed alerts when the 5 EMA crosses over the 9 EMA. Then, so it needs 3 things to happen to send an alert to the alerts log, and I'll show you that. So I'll just right click, go to my alerts, and these are the alerts I set up. I set an alert for a short trade and a long trade based on relative volume over 1.25 is low priority. Relative volume over 1.5 is medium priority, and relative volume over 2 is high priority. So the way I did it is, like for instance, I configured it to where I've got my last price. If it's greater than VWAP, then that's one condition. And then I also have it where the EMA 5, if the EMA 5 is greater than the EMA 9, that's condition 2. And the third condition is I have volume divided by 2 is greater than average volume. So that's actually the same thing as is a relative volume of 2. It's just volume divided by 2 is larger than average volume. Means that your relative volume is larger than 2. So I set that up, and it basically will trigger an alert on anything that's in the hot list analyzer. And I did the same. I set up the same exact alerts in the market analyzer. So for instance, if I go to alerts, there it is, same exact thing. So this is really cool because I've got SPY up here. I can monitor SPY up here to see what it's doing. So for instance, this is what it did today. And I set up my charts to where they have a VWAP. So right now SPY's trading below VWAP on the 1 minute chart. And I don't want to look at IDEX. Let's see. What do I want to look at? Let's see P-Tom. What's that? Actually, how about QS? So I configured my market analyzer and the hot list analyzer to where they're all on the same link. So when I click here, it's going to change the chart. So anyway, so this is my chart, and the way I like to trade, this is QS, which has been running like crazy recently. I mean, just ridiculous. Today it's up 32%. You can see right here, average volume is 16 million, and the daily volume is 48 million. So that's that's a relative volume of 2. So this is essentially how I set up my day trades. I have VWAP, which is the blue line. Then I have so this is a 1 minute chart. VWAP's the blue line. Then I have the white line is going to be the 9 EMA, and the orange line is going to be your 5 EMA. So I'm likely to take an entry when the 5 crosses over the 9. Sorry, that's my phone. So when the 5 crosses over the 9. So for instance, here's a perfect example of when I would enter a trade. I would probably enter right there, and this did push an alert. So you can see this stock is trading above VWAP. So OCGN, it's got pretty high volume. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Oh my God, look at this average volume. So the average volume is 12 million. Right now it's trading 661 million. So that's crazy. So I'm just going to figure that out. So that's roughly a relative volume of 55. That's ridiculous. So, this is a really bullish stock. So, based on my trading style, I would take an entry about right here when the 5 crosses over the 9 and it's trading above VWAP. I would also you can also see, I also set up to where I have a volume moving average, and I configure my chart like that, so I can see when the volume is larger than the normal on a bar, then it's a good time to take an entry too. So you want to make sure the volume is really high and the relative volume is really high, and then it's above VWAP for long trades, and basically, for short trades, it's kind of the opposites. The 5 MA crossing below the 9 MA. So I just wanted to set that up. So one thing I forgot to add. Yeah, I've also got time and sales right here. So this right now is on for this OCGN stock. I'm not even sure what that is. One thing I forgot to add is, well, I've also got another market analyzer over here. This is just set up to just show me what the indices are doing. So right now I've got the ES futures or the S&P 500. I've got the Nasdaq. I've got the Dow, and I've got the Russell 2000 indices. So I just want to see what they are during my trading day. I've got SPY. As I said before, SPY is trading below VWAP on the 1 minute chart. I also forgot to add. I'm pulling this data from Interactive Brokers. So for some reason, I don't know why. I'll have to look into it. I'm not able to pull level 2 data. So actually, this level 2 is not synced because it's coming from TWS on IBKR. So this level 2 is not synced, but this is actually level 2 right now. What the heck? This is on Apple right now. So I do have level 2 here if I need it. But this is from TWS. This is not from NinjaTrader. But if I were to show my TWS feed, so I'm actually connected to Interactive Broker actually. So this is TWS. Yeah, this is TWS right here. And so I've got TWS open. You have to have TWS open when you connect via NinjaTrader. So essentially, I've got 3 connections. I've got NinjaTrader, so I can trade futures if I want to. I've got Interactive Brokers. I'm connected to them, and I'm pulling all my stock data from Interactive Brokers, and I have TWS open. And I have IQ Feed. And IQ Feed, the only thing I'm using IQ Feed is simply to pull this average volume, because that enables me to use it to put it in an equation and calculate relative volume. So I think it's $14 a month. I'm just getting the bare minimum. I'm just getting level 1 Nasdaq and level 1 NYSE exchange data. So it's $7 for each one per month. So it's not terrible, but I'm just using that simply to be able to calculate relative volume. So you can see this alerts log is just sending me alerts the whole time, every day. So it's just sending alerts, and they're classified based on relative volume. I have them color coded based on whether they're a short trade or a long trade, and also based on the relative volume is 1.25 or greater than 1.5, or if it's greater than 2. So right now it just pushed me an alert at 4:36. Right now it's 4:37. It said OCGN. It keeps pushing these same alerts basically every 3 minutes. That's just how I configured it, but that's just based on my trading style. So I was just showing you that NinjaTrader is actually pretty capable of day trading stocks. So it's an awesome platform. Another thing that you can do is you can set up hotkeys in here. So just like all the professional traders, they really trade based on relative volume. They trade based on awesome scanners. So you can pretty much pull any scan parameter you can think of. You can pretty much pull it. Well, I don't know about any scan parameter, but you can pull a lot of scan parameters. The only thing that I'm not aware of you being able to pull is float size, or I don't know how you can pull the float. Like if you're looking for a low float stock or something, for like a low float penny stock, I don't know how you can pull the float. Maybe there's a way to do it. Then if there's a way to do it, then you can pretty much configure this market analyzer and alerts log just like a professional scanner. So you can also go to tools, I think it is. You can trade, you can configure hotkeys. I don't have any configured right now, but I will in the future. Something else that's cool that you can do is, let me see, I'll try with QS, is you can actually do direct routing too. So for instance, if I put QS and I put island, enter. So right now this is pulling the data feed from the island ECN. So if I wanted to direct route to island, I could do that. Like for instance, if I looked here on my level 2 and I saw an order at the I don't know, an order at the bid of the ass for that had a large size, and I wanted to direct route to island or to the Nasdaq, then you could do that. So you can direct route on NinjaTrader too. So that's what's really cool. So at least with interactive brokers you can. I'm not sure if you can with TD Ameritrade. So you can pretty much configure interactive brokers, NinjaTrader connected to interactive brokers to trade pretty much almost basically the same way you can on TWS. To be honest, I like trading on NinjaTrader better than I like trading on interactive brokers, and I like NinjaTrader I like it for its charting capabilities better than TWS. Right now I have the volume profile configured. I use it for essentially for support and resistance, and point of contact, which this is right here. So anyway, that's it. It's just showing a video on how capable NinjaTrader is when it comes to day trading stocks. So hope you enjoyed the video. That's all I've got. Happy trading.